Human beings are social creatures. We live, survive, and thrive within our communities. Over the last 9 to 10 months, we've been able to see firsthand just how important our communities truly are. We've watched as small locally owned businesses, neighbors, and nonprofits have all come together to support each other in amazing ways. Unfortunately, we've also seen the challenges that come with relying on social media platforms as an alternative to real-life social interactions. And the reason for these challenges is quite simple. It's not what social media was built for. Social media is designed to keep us occupied. In fact, more users in the last year have said that they use social media primarily to fill spare time than the number of users who say they use social media to stay connected. Ultimately, it boils down to social media is a $61 billion industry, and it's grown by more than 20% every year since 2016. When it comes down to it, social media uses complex algorithms to predict human behavior in order to keep us locked in and scrolling so that they can maximize their profits. So what is it that communities are supposed to do in order to extend our communities beyond the physical spaces that they exist in and build meaningful relationships and connections in an ever-expanding digital world? Well, I'm glad I asked. I'm Chad Biggers. I am a community builder and founder and creator of the People's Network. And before I continue, I want to make it very clear that the People's Network is not a new social media platform. Rather, it's a community extension platform. You see, I've worked in communities from rural Wisconsin all the way to here in Cleveland, and I've seen the best practices that can be applied, and I've seen them implemented effectively to build strong, thriving communities. These practices, using the People's Network, these practices have been combined and created into a digital format so that communities that already exist can use them while continuing to build and strengthen themselves in the real world. At its core, the People's Network is a collection of small, localized communities. Each community has its own space where they're able to exist and grow. And just like a real community, there's no faceless, all-powerful admins who control who gets in and what gets posted. Rather, community members use self-moderation tools and peer-to-peer invitations to ensure that all community members that are on the platform are real people that have a connection to that community. There's a number of spaces that community members are able to use these practices that we know work. Spaces like the Community Exchange, where community members can post asks and offers in order to engage in mutual aid and support each other. Things like, I need a ride to the doctor's office, can someone help? Or, I'm going to Columbus, who needs a ride? Or something as simple as, I need somebody to help me make sure I'm going for a walk every single day. Another space is the community discussion space, where community members can engage around meaningful conversations for that community. It's a great space to continue on conversations from book club in between gatherings, or to have deep, meaningful conversations like, how can we find resources for our homeless neighbors? Or even something even deeper, like, how can we continue to be more anti-racist and inclusive as our community grows? The third space I want to talk about is the community photo album, where users can celebrate their accomplishments with each other. I like to think of it as a digital public art. In 2004, Facebook launched exclusively for the Harvard campus with only $2,000. With 2.5 times that from winning Accelerate, the People's Network will be able to launch an early access platform exclusively for the greater Cleveland area while also establishing itself as a nonprofit. That nonprofit structure will allow the People's Network to utilize a revenue model similar to Wikipedia, relying on donations and contributions from our users and our partners as we grow and continue to operate. Because just like every community, the People's Network is nothing without the people who steward it as it grows. And that stewardship starts here, and it starts now. The People's Network is a revolution in digital community building. Join that revolution and support the People's Network.